everyone, my name is Afreen Nasrat and I welcome you all again in this revision video series. So today we are going to start Module B for all of you. Module B is one of the most conceptual module you will see in IEIFS, right? We have discussed Module A, but Module A was very easy. From my point of view, Module A is the easiest module for all of you, right? But module B, it is actually tough. You will find a lot of conceptual things in module B, right? So let's start discussing the very first chapter of module B, which is unit 12, fundamentals of economics, micro and macroeconomics, and type of economics. So let's discuss first of all what is an economic. So economics word is actually derived from a Greek word which is called as oikonomia, which actually derived from two different words. Oikos, which means the whole, and nemen, which means the management. So oikonomia word means the household management. Clear? So when we are talking about the economics, what is an economics? Economics is actually the study of how to allocate the scarce resources of an economy so as to meet the demand of individual as well as the whole society. When we are talking about the resources means anything which is actually there to fulfill our requirement. Like, for example, I'm feeling hungry, I just ate food. Food is a resource for me. Anything which satisfy your any type of demand, that is called as resource. So we say that overall the resources are very limited. The resources are very scarce, whereas the need and want of the individuals are unlimited. So we have unlimited need and want, but there are scarcity of the resources. So economics says that whatever the scarce resources of the economy are, the scarce resources of the economy should be distributed in such a way that it can fulfill the needs and wants of present as well as the future generation, as well as it fulfill the needs and wants of individual as well as the whole society. That is called as economics. Now, when we are talking about the economics, the father of economics is actually the father of modern economics is Adam Smith. Adam Smith wrote a very famous book. The title of the book was Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation in 1776. Right? So, Adam Smith defined economics as the economics as the study of wealth. Clear? Now, next, when we are talking about the next thing, according to the Professor Alfred Marshall, Alfred Marshall defined economics as the study of man in the ordinary business of life. So it focuses on the other side of the economics. They says that yes, the economics is the study of wealth, but according to the Alfred Marshall, the more important side of the economics is the study of man. So Adam Smith defined economics as the study of wealth, whereas Alfred Marshall defined economics as the study of man in the ordinary business of life. Okay, so according to the Alfred Marshall, wealth is only a means for welfare. So he defined that there is more important side of economics, and that is the man. There was third economist, that was Lionel Robin, and he gave the most acceptable definition of the economics. And he defined economics as the science which study the human behavior. Right now, human behavior as a relationship between scarcity, which have different or alternative views. So, when we are talking about the Lionel Robbins, so Lionel Robbins' definitions is says that we have unlimited wants, but which I have already given to you, explained to you that we have unlimited wants. Okay, ends here refer to wants. So we have unlimited wants, whereas to satisfy this unlimited wants, our resources are limited. Okay, resources are not only limited, but they have alternative use also. So we have to make the choice that how we have to allocate our scarce resources so as to fulfill the needs and wants, the unlimited needs and wants. That is called as the economics. Clear? Now, next thing is the difference between micro and macroeconomics. So, there was the economist in 1933. Okay, there was the economist whose name was Ragnar Frisch. So Ragnar Frisch actually distributed economics into two parts, micro and macroeconomics. Now, what is the difference between micro and macroeconomics? When we are talking about the microeconomics means when we are taking the individual unit, when we are talking about the individual unit. So economics that deals with individual unit, like we are talking about the individual needs and wants, individual demand, individual supply, individual industry, individual bank, that is called as microeconomics. But when we are talking about economy as a whole, right? When we are talking about nation as a whole, like I'm saying that what is the national income, what is the total export import of the country, employment, unemployment level, what is the current condition of the economy, if there is a recession, depression, or there is a boom or any phase, means when we are taking the complete economy as a whole, then it is called as macroeconomics. And when we are dealing with individual unit, then it is called as the microeconomics, right? Next difference between micro and macro is microeconomics price is the major determinant. Price is the major determinant. It means that whatever we study in microeconomics, that directly and indirectly relate with the prices. And that's why microeconomics is also called as price theory. Why it is called as price theory? Because price is the major determinant. Clear? Whereas when we are talking about the macroeconomics directly and indirectly deals with income. And that's why income is called as the major determinant of macroeconomics. And income theory is actually macroeconomics, or macroeconomics is also called as income theory. Now, microeconomics, individual demand and individual supply. Whereas macroeconomics, it is total demand, aggregate demand and aggregate supply. When we are talking about the microeconomics, the father of microeconomics is Adam Smith. Whereas the father of microeconomics is Adam Smith. Whereas the father of macroeconomics is J.M. Keynes, John Maynard Keynes. Clear? Now, next topic. So when we are talking about the next topic, we have to discuss the three fundamental problem of economics. Just a second, huh? Everyone, wait a second. Okay. Now let's talk about the three central problem of economics, right? So we have three central problem of economics. Every problem start with scarcity, because you know that we have the scarce resources. Every problem start with what? Scarcity, because we have the scarce resources. Now, because of the scarce resources, we have three problems in the economics. First is what to produce. What to produce means because we have limited resource, so we have to make the decision that these resources should be allocated how to produce which type of food, whether to produce more of agriculture or industrial product, whether to produce more of luxury or necessaries, whether to produce more of health related product or education related product. So first of all, because of the scarce resources, we have to take the decision that how to allocate these scarce resources to different type of for the production of different type of goods, right? So the very first problem is what to produce. Now, the second problem is how to produce. How to produce means because we have a scarcity, because we have a scarce resources. So, the second problem which is generated is that if you have decided that what to produce, then now you have to choose that how to produce this product, whether to use the labor intensive technique or whether to use the capital intensive technique, right? So whether to use the capital intensive technique or whether to use the labor intensive technique. Okay. Third problem, there is the third central problem of the economics, which says that for whom to produce. Third central problem of the economics says that now we have to produce for whom? Whether to produce for infant or for teenager or for child or for adults. Whether to produce for higher class, middle class or lower class. Whether to produce for female or whether to produce for male. So now we have to understand that whatever the product we have produced by using whatever the technique, then just choose that for whom you have to produce this product. So, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Clear? Now, next thing, when we are talking about the next thing, three types of economics: socialist, capitalist, and mixed. Socialist economies are those economies where the resources are dominated by the government. So the domination of the government are there in the resources, then these economies are called as socialist. Capitalist economies are those economies where the dominations are of private sector. Private sector is dominating the economy, then it is called as the capitalist. Mixed economy means no domination. There is no domination. Private sector is following the rules made by the government. Socialist economy, public welfare is the main objective because in this economy, the domination are of, just a second, guys. Okay. So it is restarting. Just give me 1 minute. It will be restarted. Just give me 1 minute, everyone. Okay, so meanwhile it is starting, I'm just going to give you the difference between socialist, capitalist, and mixed economy. So socialist is the economy where the domination is of the government. Capitalist economy are those economy where the domination are of private sector. And mixed economy are those economy where there is no domination. Right? Now, because in the socialist economy, the domination is of government, so the main objective of socialist economy is to do public welfare. Whereas private sector is dominating the capitalist economy. So always remember the main objective of capitalist economy is to maximize their own profit. Whereas in mixed economy, you will see that there is no domination. When there is no domination, then both are the objective. Some policies are made for the public welfare, whereas some policies are made for profit maximization. Clear? Now the third difference. In the socialist economy, because the government is controlling the economy, so the prices are restricted. Price restrictions are followed. Whereas in capitalist economy, there is price mechanism. Price mechanism means when the prices of the goods are freely determined by the demand and supply. Why price mechanism? Because private sector has to look out for their profit. So for profit, the prices are freely determined by the demand and supply. Whereas in mixed economy, you will see both. There are restrictions also, whereas maximum goods, the prices are determined by demand and supply. Clear? Now, the next difference is socialist economy is also called as centrally planned economy, or you can say socialist economy is also called as command economy. Whereas capitalist economy is also called as laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is a French word which means non-interference. Okay, so capitalist economy is also called as laissez-faire or market economy. Whereas mixed economy is also called as Nehruvian economy. Clear? So this is the difference between socialist, capitalist, and mixed economy. Okay, so centrally planned economy or market economy, sorry, centrally planned economy or command economy. Whereas capitalist economy is also called as laissez-faire or market economy. Whereas mixed economy is also called as Nehruvian economy. Clear? So this is the complete chapter. I hope that you have all understood this chapter completely. A very important chapter. You will find a lot of questions in the examination from this basic chapter, right? So thank you so much everyone for joining this session. Thank you so much. Have a very nice day. Take care everyone. Bye bye guys. Bye everyone. Take care. Bye.